Surviving infidelity. My cheating soon-to-be ex-wife confuses the hell out of me. So I'm seriously confused. I have been reading a lot on these forums over the last few days, but I'm still kind of dazed. I discovered my soon-to-be ex-wife cheating about 7 months ago. I went through all the heartache, the denial, the pain, the pick-me attempts, and I was seriously depressed for a long while. I never confronted her, but I was a total mess. She must have known I knew? She just didn't care, I guess, or at least I assume that. About 2 to 3 months ago, I was just done with it all. Done with her, done with the marriage. I just didn't care anymore. I completely checked out of the relationship and started preparing for divorce and my new life to come. I avoided my wife as much as possible. I tried to stay out of the house when she was home. I would not engage in conversation. When she asked me a question, I would only answer yes, no, or maybe, or I don't know. I even left the divorce lawyer's bills out in the open. She must have known I was checked out and preparing to divorce. Kids even asked me about it, even they could see what was going on. I even did the "we both love you" speech. It's not your fault, sometimes grown-ups can't be together anymore, etc. My wife was actually in the room and must have heard me talk to the kids. She didn't comment or object. I took her silence as consent. Anyways, a few days ago, I met a girl I used to know in school, before I even met my wife. We always had this tension between us. Some kind of chemistry. We would always flirt and be touchy, but we never actually did anything about it. Let's call her Monica, because I think she looks like Monica Bellucci. Monica and her family moved away before I found the guts to actually do anything about it. I regretted that for a long time. But I was young, shy and stupid. I haven't been thinking about Monica for a long time actually. I haven't seen her for years. But as soon we met, the tension between us was palpable. Even more than I remember, and communication was effortless. She actually asked me out. I explained the situation to her with my soon-to-be ex-wife. I told her I wanted to be officially separated before I started dating. I wasn't going to cheat. Monica respected that. She gave me her number and told me to give her a call as soon as I was done doing what I had to do. She told me she never married, and she was really excited to get to know me again. I was even more excited. The encounter motivated me to finally confront my wife and officially get separation and divorce going. I was really happy when I went home, and sat down waiting for my wife. I was actually grinning like a lunatic when I asked her to sit down and told her that we had to talk. I told her I've known about her cheating for a long time. I told her I assumed that she knew I knew. Especially since I checked out of our relationship for the last 3-ish months, she didn't seem to mind that I no longer care. So, I told her I want to start dating and get on with my life. I concluded my speech with, "All taken into consideration, it's time for us to get divorced, don't you agree?" Her reaction was totally not what I expected. She started crying, not just regular crying either. Like a desperate soul-breaking noise. I have never heard anything like it. She was blabbering excuses, asking for second chances, that the affair didn't mean anything. We could fix this if we try counseling, etc. I was a bit shocked. I thought she would be happy. I told her she could go and be with this guy without guilt. He is obviously more important to her than her family. If he wasn't, why go with him in the first place? She must have known this would destroy us. She can't possibly be that stupid, can she? I told her if she believed we needed fix our family or our marriage. The time to do that would have been 7 months ago before she had the affair. Now it's too late. It's broken beyond repair. I didn't think we had any problems in our marriage. She didn't talk to me and I am not a mind reader, so whatever it was I had no way of fixing it. Since she started this affair with the other guy, she obviously thought something was wrong or missing. Something that was so wrong that it couldn't be solved by talking to me. Something had to be so lacking or so wrong, that she was okay with having our children grow up in a broken home from there on in. If not, why do it? I clearly and calmly explained that there is no way for her to unf this guy for the last 7 months, and there is no way to undo the pain and suffering she caused me. The pain she caused that made me arrived at this point of basically being indifferent. Or actually, I kind of hate her guts. I'm simply being civil for the sake of being able to co-parent our children in the future. I told her I didn't believe she ever cared about me. No person that cared even a little for someone else, would put them through this kind of pain. They would not betray them in such a way that she had done. Her telling me that she loves me has no meaning or credibility, because her actions conclusively proved otherwise. She became completely incoherent. At this point, I could not make heads or tails of anything she said. It's just a jumbled mess. In the end I had to call her sister, because honestly, I wasn't going to take care of her. Her sister showed up, and after I explained what was going on, then she took her away. I felt tremendous relief when they were gone, like I could finally breathe for the first time in 7 months. I don't know what I'm looking for here. She must have known this was going to happen, she must have wanted it. She can't possibly be that stupid that she thinks this behavior, these choices she made, would result in anything other than divorce and a broken family. She is beautiful, she is smart, our marriage was great up until she started her affair. I have accepted that life changes, I have moved past it. Now, she is pretending like she loves me? That she wants us to remain married in a family? What could possibly be her motivation to have this major drama at this point? What could she gain? I mean, she couldn't possibly expect us to try to reconcile at this point? Could she? It must be some kind of ploy. I just can't figure out what the hell it is. I have lots of evidence of her cheating. I live in a European country and this would mean no alimony or anything for her. Could that be it? Is she afraid I will out her? Could that be it? She wants me to feel sympathy, so I don't tell people about what she did? Her affair partner is married, so maybe she is scared I will tell his wife? I just can't get my head around it. Anyway, I just had to get this out of my head. I was hoping it would make more sense typed out, but no, I am just as confused now as when I started this rant. Now for the top advice. Dude. Seriously. It really doesn't matter what she's thinking or why. She chose to do this for 7 months, so why bother? Stick to your plan of leaving and be done with it. You are probably right. Well, if you thought I was wrong, what do you think will happen if you gave in to her BS and reconciliation? I mean, it doesn't take an Einstein to figure out what she's doing. She had her chance to fix this, that chance has now gone. You have a chance now to leave your ex and finally live a better life. Go to it before that chance is gone. You absolutely should tell his wife that he is cheating on her. I believe it's a sign of respect as a kindred spirit whose soul has been crushed by infidelity. I guarantee you will cause her pain, and I almost as much guarantee she will thank you for it. You have to think it's all about the kids at this point. I would strongly encourage you to focus on being the best father, and no matter how much it hurts, not allow them to see that their mother has ripped your guts out and stomped on them. Kids are smart, they'll figure it out. Be the best man you can be for them. You'll regret doing anything less. As for Monica, hey, she sounds really cool. And she's understanding of what you have going on, which is awesome. I would advise strongly against rushing into anything, however. You have a massive variable changing, your marriage obviously, and it may be best not to upset the equation with another. I have seen many men sign up for the first replacement they can find, and most came out worse for wear. That said, you sound like you two have a great chemistry and history, so best of luck. After all, it sounds like she's willing to be patient, so why not? You'll regret it if not. Lastly and most importantly, dude, you owe nobody an explanation or apology for how you handled this. It's heartbreaking to learn your trust has been so badly misplaced and then have to confront the massive black hole in front of you. Your wife completely betrayed her family, and you were completely correct in thinking she, at least subconsciously, was willfully breaking apart her own family. Thank you for your advice. I am leaning towards telling the affair partner's wife, thank you for your advice on the kids as well. I was already very focused on that. This is going to be hard for them, so I will do everything I can to be there for them whenever they need me. One thing, telling his wife will cause him to dump your wife. Cheating men almost always stick with the wife, which will cause her to double down on saving your marriage, a hassle you don't want. You might consider waiting until your divorce is settled. You need her to run to him for comfort during the negotiations. I didn't think about that. Good suggestion. Now for the next story. Trust your instincts. I was here on Reddit asking for advice years ago, with suspicions that my wife was cheating and that the child she was carrying may not be mine. The people on Reddit convinced me that getting a secret paternity test would be the end of our relationship, and that honesty is the best policy, so I confronted her with my feelings. You can probably guess what happened next with all the, "you don't trust me," and agreeing to go through with the paternity test but with a divorce afterwards. I backed off, and over the next few months, her behavior seemed to return to normal, which made me feel like I was just being paranoid before. In hindsight, she probably realized I was onto her. The other day, my brother commented on how my son looks so different to me, and it's like everything came rushing back. Except this time, the niggling feeling didn't go away, so I gave in and got the paternity test. He's not mine, and I've spent the last few years raising someone else's son. I've already spoken to a lawyer, and where I live, Paternity can be disputed within 2 years of the initial discovery, which means I'm not totally screwed. My wife doesn't know yet, and I know she frequents Reddit, so I'm not giving any more information. Trust your instincts, even when the whole world is telling you that you're mad. Now for the top comments. Paternity fraud should be illegal. I think we should be inspired by Wall Street bets and take our experience and go after some policy. I have a 16-year-old and there is a hint she isn't mine, and she feels it too and spoke to her mother, my ex-wife now. But she didn't confirm nor deny. Just telling her it's 15 years now, which messed with my daughter for not giving a yes or no. But in the end, I told my daughter I've raised you and love you as mine. Test or not, I'm on the birth certificate, and that's what matters the most to me. That was all the closure she needed. You're a better man than me. I'm not sticking around when this is all done. Nor should you stick around. Everyone's situation is different, for different reasons, and the only wrong choices here in your situation are the ones where your soon-to-be ex chose to cheat, and then deliberately and maliciously gaslighted you regarding the paternity of her child. I'm assuming you were pursuing the divorce. I don't know who discouraged you from a paternity test earlier. I would not have discouraged it if you had any corroborating evidence of cheating. Absolutely. I need to get as far away from her as I can. Well, I think infidelity is the second worst thing a spouse can do. Paternity fraud is number one. I think in your place that I would announce it like this: hey, wife, remember that guy you were banging 30 months ago? You still got his phone number? Because you need to call him today to pick up you and his kid. Now for the last story. Devoted spouse or a clay-footed goddess? With update. 44 male married to a 42 female for more than 16 years. 2 years after our marriage, she left her job to take care of our son, 14 years now. 2 years later, we were again blessed with a baby daughter. Things grew a bit hectic as we found our priorities shift, but that was just natural human progression. Over the years, I saw the woman I love transform into a supportive spouse, supermom, and a splendid person overall. I enjoyed every moment of it. I especially admired her secret reservoirs of strength and optimism, as it had guided us through some tough times. She had been a singular pillar of support for our family when I was going through a particularly lean patch in my life. I lost both my parents in the very same year and was also struggling a bit on the professional front. Suffice to say, that I practically worshipped the ground she walked on. I might not have bought her flowers and sung her a ballad every single day, but I had always let her know how much she meant to me. I won't say that we had explosive intercourse all through the year, but we still felt attracted towards each other. We kept our bedroom very much alive, and I was always open to suggestions and experimentation. Anyways, things were peachy good until it wasn't anymore. She broke the news after Christmas, probably because she didn't want to upset the celebratory mood. It turned out that she was having an intense physical affair with her affair partner for almost a year now. Worse, it was with one of my daughter's school teacher. She said that she had meant to tell me for a while now but couldn't bring herself to do it before. I couldn't even begin to imagine the level of deception that had gone into this. I am 100% sure that I couldn't have discovered the affair if she hadn't revealed it by herself, and that is what makes it really scary. If I look back, I recall that she had initially wanted to experiment in a few kinks in our bedroom, but other than that, absolutely nothing. Granted, she did seem genuinely sorry about it when she confessed. She promised me that she would never speak or text with him ever again, and even offered to share her social accounts with me. She says that what had happened had only made her realize how precious our relationship is. It has been almost a month now and I am still struggling to come to terms with this new reality. She is being extremely attentive to me the last few days, trying to spice up the bedroom by dressing up and stuff, but it only irks me more. I worry about what we have and where we would go from here. I feel strangely guilty when I admittedly think about ending this whole relationship. She had been there when my life was a mess and together, we had built up a loving nest for our children. I don't want to be that selfish loser that spoils it all at the first sign of trouble. But I don't think I would ever be able to see her the same way ever again. I also did some digging around about this person that she had an affair with. I found out that he had moved away to a different location a few months back, and is now in a relationship with a much younger woman. He looks like a typical player to me, and frankly, I don't understand how a confident and intelligent woman such as her could fall for something so stupid and meaningless. Worse, part of me doubts that my wife only opened up about the affair after that pretentious wimp left her for his current relationship. Sorry for the rant, just got to get it out somewhere. I haven't spoken about it to my friends or family, Mainly because I don't want to bust her ideal image. Now for the top advice before reading the update. She said she wanted to tell me for a while now but couldn't bring herself to do it before. Why would she? She was having her fun, you were none the wiser, and she had her home life too. Perfect scenario for her. I don't want to be that selfish loser that spoils it all at the first sign of trouble. Dude, if you kicked her out of the house now, immediately filed for divorce and never spoke to her again other than about the children, no sane person could ever call you selfish. You cannot call this a first sign of trouble. This is a relationship/marriage ending betrayal. She did this for a year. Sorry to be harsh here, but the deception involved in this is horrific and nothing less. The times she potentially risked giving you an STI by sleeping with both of you around the same time as an example. Get yourself checked just to be sure. By the way, she's offered to never see or speak to him again. Because he's moved away. He finished it, moved away, and is dating someone younger. If you know this, then she definitely does. It took her a year of sleeping around with some player to realize that her 16-year marriage was precious? If she had slept with the guy once, immediately regretted it, came to you and admitted it, promised to go to couples and individual therapy, gave you complete access to her phone, emails, etc., and never saw/spoke to him again, I'd still tell you to take time away from her and potentially try to move on. She's cheated for a year, he's moved away. She's admitted it, yes, when she may not have needed to. Possible someone found out and threatened her to tell you, or they would. But from what it seems, you've jumped straight back into the relationship without you focusing on your healing and time apart from your wife to see if it's truly what you want to reconcile. I wish you the best honestly, but this doesn't look good, at all. Take care of yourself. That is what makes it worse. It was not a one-off thing that could be chalked out as a spur-of-the-moment mistake. It couldn't have been a simple physical affair. She must have gotten entangled with him emotionally. I just couldn't get a read on her anymore. After 16 years of marriage. I think you're right. She only opened up because he dumped her. Why reveal it at all then? 1. Guilt. 2. Fear of being discovered. 3. Possible threat from someone who already knew and would tell OP if she didn't do it. There are several scenarios for confessing. Update. Okay, I tried. Just don't think I could get over it. I am going to file for it the coming week. I do respect that she confessed herself. Still, I just know that if I stay, I'm going to hate on her forever. My mind keeps thinking of getting even with her. By straying outside the marriage behind her back after lulling her into false security. I am so ashamed, as it's just not me. Want to end it before it gets worse. This way, I could remember what we had for the most part of the marriage. I just worry about the kids. Just the little things. I get to tuck them in at nights, even though my son is pretty grown up now. I wonder if I would be able to do this after divorce. It won't be the same. I mean, if she gets married to some guy, they would call him daddy. It's too scary to think of. I don't want to become a stranger to them. I know I am being needlessly paranoid. And that's it for this video, guys. If you have thoughts to share, leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like this content. I'll catch you in the next one. Good day, everyone.